Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and welcome back to some more hardcore Minecraft, where last episode we built this geothermal hot springs area, inspired from my trip to Iceland, and I'm currently taking a dip myself, trying to get nice and relaxed, ready to record this episode. But today we're going to be doing some more work on a different body of water, which is this one over here, just next to our super smelter foundry and the rest of my buildings. And I've had this lake here for a little while, and as you can see, the sugarcane farm, or at least my old one, has been occupying the area, serving its purpose here. But obviously we have the Deep Slate Castle, which has a sugarcane farm inside of it, so I don't really need it for this purpose anymore. We're going to build something a little bit nicer instead. The first thing I'm going to do to make this look a little bit nicer is actually get rid of the lava source up here. This is quite a cool lava fall, but I've never really been a big fan of how these look in the overworld. They just seem a little bit off, so we're going to go ahead and block that off just like so. And then I'm also going to go around and, of course, get rid of all of the sugarcane, because that is not exactly a great look, is it? Well, I've missed some of the sugarcane. We got a little bit floating around here, but that is fine. It'll despawn. Plus, I have endless amounts of sugarcane already from the farm we have in this world, so I'm just going to leave it. Hopefully it doesn't bug you guys too much. So in this lake, I would like to build a little bit of a fisherman's hut, just something on one of the sides, maybe somewhere over here, and we could always connect it to the path just on this way. I think that would be pretty cool. But before we do that, there's a little bit of terraforming we have to do. Part of that includes transforming our lake here into, well, a deeper lake. I'm fine with the actual shape of it and everything, but it's really shallow, and I think would look so much better if it was, you know, more than one block deep. So that's the first thing we have to do. Also get rid of this little island here. I don't want this hanging around. So we're gonna have to make the lake deeper and everything, but I would also like to connect it to a river that is just over this way. This one right here, with our little bridge going across, leading virtually up to the Amethyst Tower. And it's not too far away. If I can just fly up and then look back down super quick, you can see it's only a little bit of land. I'm thinking if we just sort of cut through here and maybe join back on with the river around on this corner where some of our squid friends are, I think that might look pretty good. So yeah, we're just going to start off today's episode by jumping into a super quick terraforming time lapse. Definitely an improvement, I would say. Maybe a little bit too much seagrass. I always hate placing this down underwater just because it always spawns in so much, like too much. I do not need the amount of seagrass that bone meal grows, but yeah, it's a bit of a pain to go around breaking it all very methodically, so I've just kind of left it plastered everywhere on the seabed. Carving out this lake was a little bit of a problem because as you can probably tell from my bubbles going down so fast, I don't have respiration on my helmet, so I had to keep getting many gulps of fresh air and nearly drowning multiple times. But speaking of respiration and armor enchantments, I had a comment from somebody last episode just asking to see the enchantments on my armor and tools, so I thought it's literally going to take about 10-20 seconds here. Let me just scroll over all of them and show you what I've got. It's not fully maxed out to the level I want it to be. Well, my tools down here are actually, I'm happy with these, but my armor could certainly do with improving, like respiration, for example. I think I need to plant down a couple of trees because it is awfully barren along here, considering I had to destroy a lot of the landscape to terraform my river all the way through. But that actually leads me on to something I've been meaning to mention for a little while now. So I've been seeing quite frequently down in the comments people suggesting that I should landscape my starter area here. while it looks okay with the buildings and all that, it definitely is missing some trees and some bushes and flowers and that sort of thing. A little bit like this area here, like this is done. The rest of it, not so much. And if you've watched my videos for any length of time, you probably know where I'm going to go with this. I will do it eventually, I promise, but it's the type of thing I do at the end of a build. So pretty much my plan with our sort of area over here is to finish all of the builds and any of the other structures that I want to do. And then afterwards, I'm going to go around and landscape, adding in those custom trees, lots of bone meal, kind of tying the whole place together. So yes, I will be getting to that, but not just yet. What I should be getting to, though, is probably the lake again, and the build that we're going to place on top of it, which, as I think I mentioned, is going to be a little fisherman's home. So I need to find a spot to build some sort of like decking to build the fisherman's house partially onto, a little bit of a dock, if you will, and I think I would quite like to do it maybe around the center here. Once again, going to have to do a small bit of deforestation, but I would quite like to connect it to our path over here. So maybe if we honestly just go through this gap in the trees and start building the dock around about here should be good. So I think I would like to build the dock out of spruce and dark oak. We're not really going to branch too far away from our normal block palette, except from a little bit with this build. So for the dock, let's keep to the basics of some stripped dark oak logs, some dark oak logs, and also we're going to need some spruce trapdoors. Do I have many of them? Of course, I usually make these in bulk because I use them so much. And we're also going to need some spruce slabs, which I don't have much of, so let's just bring along some logs. Oh, and some dark oak fences, which I also have a nice amount of. Wonderful. So here is our lovely elevated platform just on the side of the lake, and as you can tell, this is not symmetrical. It looks like it's meant to be, but I've just built it wrong. I am aware of that, but no, I wanted something... Oh, hang on, is this side perfectly symmetrical? No, it's not. Okay, I thought I did one side perfectly symmetrical, one side not. I wanted something that kind of was like circularish and had some symmetry to it, but I didn't want it to. I want something a bit more natural looking, and I was tempted to kind of switch around some of these trapdoors so that every now and again, I was really hoping that wouldn't happen, but we'd have one kind of on a side, so if I can just head back round, thankfully I have my elytra so I can get there super quick. We kind of get one facing the other way, but I've done that before. I want to try it just going completely straight this time. There we go, got it back that time. So yeah, here's our nice looking platform. Time to go and build something on top of it. You know, I'm not sure if it's a good idea for me to keep my elytra on all the time. Whilst it is extremely helpful, I am a little bit chaotic with it. And once again, forgetting I'm in a hardcore world. I gotta go careful. Try not to die here. But I just can't resist zipping around everywhere at light speed, especially when I get giant lag spikes right before I land. How wonderful. So yeah, let's build the house that's going to go on top of it. Going to gather up my supplies, and we can do a nice super fast block placing ASMR time-lapse. No, time-lapse isn't really the right word. Montage, there's the one. What a cute little fisherman's hut. This build is oh so adorable. I am actually really happy with how it turned out, and don't mind me, I'm on a really high FOV just so I could zoom in there and actually, you know, get the whole thing in the shot, because if I did it now, it doesn't look as good. But yeah, this is the finished build using a bit of a different block. I don't think we've touched this one before, and I instantly take it back because there it is, jungle wood. Yeah, I am actually really quite loving jungle wood next to dark oak at the moment, and bricks. I'm certainly coming around to jungle. I can't say I use it that often, but I have been a little bit more recently, and yeah, enjoying it. So here is our our little fisherman's hut, where on the inside we just have the bare necessities, a bed, a chest, a little bit of a furnace. There's not even a place to sit here. He's got to go out onto the dock to actually do that. And yeah, this is where he would just sit and fish. I say he, like there's somebody else living here. No, this is just going to be my little fishing spot. However, I don't see any fish here in the lake. It is, in fact, completely fishless. That wouldn't obviously stop me from being able to catch something with a fishing rod, because that's how Minecraft works apparently, but it still would be nice to have a boat here so I could venture outside of the lake and down the river, maybe onto bigger and better bodies of water. If it maybe ended up in the ocean, that would be good. I've never actually followed it all the way around, and I don't plan to do that today. I got better things to do. So yeah, we're going to build ourselves a nice little boat just beside it, and I think that should be quite fitting. So I did originally plan to build this boat out of oak. That's what I have it designed as in my creative testing world, but I think that might look a little bit weird next to our oakless build here, with the exception of that one oak trapdoor in the window there. That's the only bit of oak we have. So I think oak is a bad idea, and instead, as you may have guessed, I'm going to use some more jungle wood. Right after going to bed, of course. Any guesses on how this boat moves? As in, how do you steer it and how do you make it go forward? How do you sail? If you said it's a rowboat and these are the little oars, you're correct. Yep, those are lightning rods, and I'm going to pretend they are extendable oars. Obviously, they can barely reach the ocean or the water at the moment with that length, but let's just pretend they get a little bit bigger. They can pop out some, and you can actually row that thing along. Rows and oars are difficult to make in Minecraft. I thought about this for a while, what I could do to kind of simulate oars, other than having, you know, an actual Minecraft boat implemented into the build somehow. I also tried that, didn't go well, so this is what we've got. They actually blend quite nicely with the boat, with the color of the copper. I quite like it. But yeah, here's our cute little boat, which currently is just floating in the lake here. There's nothing to hold it down, and I could build an anchor. Yeah, that probably would be pretty easy, but I want to try and tie it to the dock here, and I've got a cool idea as to how we can actually do that, which requires some eggs and also a lead. You may be able to guess where I'm going with this one. So I'm going to try trap a chicken inside of our boat here. A little bit cruel, I know, but hopefully it'll look cool in the end, and we'll just pretend there's not actually a chicken anywhere on board. So what we're going to do is place that slab back down, giving our chicken plenty of room, more than he could ever wish for. And we're going to be ready with our barrel. You know what? I'm actually going to place some blocks around here just so he can't get out. That should make it a little bit easier. So if we just throw a couple of eggs in here, hopefully we'll get one. Eventually, I did bring a backup stack if I need it, and I'm glad I did. I'm getting really unlucky here. Let's try and throw it off the stone, off the log. If I throw 32 eggs and I don't get a single chicken, I'm calling hacks. That seems incredibly unlikely. There we go. Okay, awesome. So we got our chicken. We can hook him on with the lead, just like that. And then if we just tie him to the fence over there, where is that going into? It's kind of going into the bottom of the boat, but it's as good as we're going to get, I think. Maybe it'll increase once he grows up. Am I going to be able to place this barrel down? Yes, I can. And then we can get rid of the stone blocks just like that. Looks exactly the same from the outside. And then if we just go, I guess just in the water here is absolutely fine. You can see, admittedly, the rope is moving a little bit, which actually kind of helps. You know, the boat's like swaying in the water. It's going to be moving around a bit. But yeah, we now have our boat tied up to our dock here on just about the thinnest rope you've ever seen. And yes, I do feel incredibly bad for the newborn baby chicken. And yes, I'm gonna try not to think about it, because it makes me a little bit sad. Man, that rope is really shaking in the waves. Oh no, that's not what I want to see. Not at all. Go back in your hole, baby chicken. Oh, is he gonna die when he grows up? I've just thought he may die when he grows up. We may have to get like an endermite or something in there instead. Although you can't lead an endermite. Alright, this plan might not work. If it doesn't, it's not that big a deal. It's just a fun little thing you can do to add in. Plus leads are a little bit glitchy still in Minecraft, I think. So there's a good chance this could just straight up disappear one day. But for the time being, let's enjoy this little detail. Before we end off the episode here, I have a couple of changes I would like to make to our hot springs here after reading last episode comments and seeing what you guys had to suggest about this thing. So I saw a number of people mention the idea of adding in some soul sand or magma blocks just for some bubble columns. So as you can see, you know, if we place soul sand here, we get the bubble column effect. Now, having the soul sand on show doesn't really look great, so I'm not really sure if I'm definitely going to go with this, but my thinking was if we can maybe get a 2x2 hole in the middle here and go down to maybe this spot would be good. And then we place down these, and then does that give our bubble? Oh no, we need to fill this in with 4 blocks first of all. Hang on a second. There we go. Is that giving it to all 4? Yes, I believe so. Getting some real airtime there. You can't actually see the bubbles unless you're under the water, but that's fine. And then I'm thinking maybe if we just get some slabs and stairs and try and make like a little bit of a crevice going down into the middle. And I'm imagining maybe this is where the heat could mainly come up from. Thinking about it, maybe I should have magma blocks instead. I think that actually looks pretty cool. Yeah, I would say I'm happy with that. Maybe if I just get rid of this block, I think it's the only one that's slightly bothering me. So if we just replace that with a stair, do I prefer how that looks? Yeah, a little bit more. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. I'm not too fussed about having the magma blocks on show. I'm not a big fan, but it's either that or have a really deep hole. Actually, another idea, light bulb's just gone off in my head. This is a geothermal pond or lake or hot springs, so the heat would be coming from really far underground, so it probably wouldn't hurt to have the magma blocks being really, really far down. Oh no. Oh no, I've made a death trap. I've made a death trap in my own world. Not good. Not good at all. How do I get out? Do I have soul sand? No, I put that back. All right, this idea is a no-go. I think we're gonna have to go back up to the surface. Plus, as you can see up here, we have some campfires on show, which I'm not really a big fan of, and I'm a bit lazy to try and move them. So yeah, we're just gonna have the magma here on this level. And oh man, it's dark outside. Didn't see that happening. We better go to bed before a creeper blows us up. Yeah, there we go. Okay, everybody, nice and calm now. I did have another suggestion from the comments, this one from J Smith, who suggested that we use some hay bales to make some of the smoke particles rise a little bit higher than the others. The only trouble is, smoke particles with hay bales from campfires, they really, really rise. It's like 3 times the amount or something crazy like that. So I don't really want them going that high, but it would be nice to have them just a little bit higher. So I'm going to pick one here and just do a tester. Where is this coming from? Right here? Yep, okay, so if we break this campfire, and then what I'm going to do is dig down a few blocks. I'm in water here, so if I hit lava, it's not going to be the end of the world. But if we stick a hay bale there with a campfire, and then if we get back up to the surface, trying not to drown, cover it back up, and then just give it a second to start rising. Let's see what this looks like. I don't think it's going up at all. Maybe because it's so far down, it's not being able to reach this block. Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, I think that's the case, but let's just see what it would look like if we left it open. That's the smoke particles, I think, and as you can see, yeah, definitely going much higher than the rest, but I think I'm gonna have to not add this in, unfortunately. It's such a cool idea, but if I just quickly move this back up and show you how high the smoke goes if it's at the same level so that the particles can go through, it's a bit extreme. You'll see. And the smoke begins to rise right in the center here, and it just keeps on going. Yeah, it's a little bit too high for my liking. So really cool idea in practice. Thank you, J Smith, for the suggestion, but unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna add it in. It is that time of the episode once again, the time where we say goodbye for this week. And as you can see, our chicken thankfully is still in place right now. I don't know if he's grown up or not. I guess I'll find out soon enough. But for right now, he's still alive and well. But yeah, guys, this is where we're gonna have to say goodbye. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. What are the chances? This is my first take of the outro, by the way. Like, that's literally happened just then. Ah, well, it was a nice thought. Gosh darn, chicken, why must you do that? Why can you not stay in the tiny little hole for all of existence? If you guys have any other ideas of small mobs that we could trap inside of it, maybe a rabbit, although that sounds very tedious. I'm not sure I'm up for that. Still, let me know down in the comments below. I'm going to leave that guy floating around for a little while. I think he deserves some freedom, but thank you guys ever so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.